What it is, what it be like, ladies and gentlemen, Billy Goats, cats, and all the turtles that live on the ponds. Welcome back to another episode of I Hate the Homies. Rock Teasies, who I bees.
It's your boy Griff, the first homie. Glad I ain't living on a pond with all the Billy Goats and everybody else. But it's our 44th episode, and in honor of the number 44, Hank Aaron, Reggie Jackson, Jerry West, Jim Brown, John Riggins, and George Gervin. How about that?
You could have stopped that doggone Hank Aaron's.
Yeah, but you can't say Hank Aaron and then not say Reggie Jackson.
Hank Aaron.
And then leave out the logo of the whole NBA. Don't do that.
Hank Aaron is the beast. Yes, indeed. But yeah, Reggie Jackson for real though.
Yeah.
So you believe him on every single number he just put out?
No, I think Jim Brown was wrong. Am I right or wrong? I think Jim Brown was wrong.
That's why I keep saying don't just give it to him.
Yeah, Jim Brown was 44, dog.
I don't believe in every single person. He should stop at one. Just leave it at one. What do you say?
I'm never gonna change. How about that?
Y'all
aren't my wife. I don't have to figure it out and work it out with y'all. I'll pick my people, and you can like them or not like them.
But at least we wanted to be correct.
Yeah, Jim Brown
Hank
was
Aaron.
32, dog.
It's credibility. You wanted to be correct.
What y'all don't know is at this point, I am purposely pissing y'all off. I know what I'm doing. Don't worry about me.
Well,
I got Arlen Dwayne all the way down over here, I promise you.
You definitely pissing me off. This is Super Dave, but guess what?
We don't care.
Evidently you don't.
Dave, who just got an Instagram. First of all, let's address the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
Super Dave don't have a social media, nothing. So then the other day he casually puts, I think his new one is official Super Dave.
It's super. Yeah.
Super. Official Super SUPA Dave. And let's just see, now that he has a new social media, let's see if he uses it.
Is it Super Dave official or official Super Dave?
See, now I don't know. Now I got to
Why you got to do this to me?
I thought it was.
Which one is
see,
it?
he don't even know. It's yours.
He don't even know. He's looking right now.
Hold on.
Super Dave. It's Super Dave official. You right.
I said that. That's what I just said. It's Super Dave official, SUPA.
Yeah, and he's been posting stuff. But here's the weirdo that he is. He posted screenshots of his computer, like it was Pornhub or something. It's just random Google search bar.
What have y'all been bitching about over the last what?
I know, telling you to get a, and you did, and you got one.
And
I'm not mad.
And guess what else? I put a picture up. You've been asking.
But
You
look
ain't.
at his
Oh,
avatar.
he did
though.
put a picture up.
You see his avatar?
Kinda. It's so small. It's so tiny.
Tiny like himself.
It's so tiny. It's so accurate. It's the Google. I don't know. He just has he literally took a picture of his laptop and his phone. Like both of them.
Hate y'all. Y'all sit up here and complain for 8 months, but then I finally put my.
You did. I'm proud of you. I brought it up
Instagram
because I'm proud of you. You
about
got
taking-
social media.
it's about
and he got a
taking-
Twitter too.
And I shouldn't say it like this. It's about taking baby steps. Go ahead and make your jokes there. I know you want to say something.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to.
Everything about you is
I
a
don't even
baby
want to.
step.
What's happening on the show today in this episode?
Real fast, we're gonna blow through NCAA March Madness. You know, we're gonna talk about the brackets, man. I know everybody's bracket has been busted by now.
Done.
So it is what it is, man. So we're gonna touch on that. Also, what you laughing at?
You don't want to get to yours.
Hey, man. It is what it is. I ain't the only one that got a
Let me
busted
tell you
bracket.
something.
Your
I
team
picked
went out.
Arizona. My team lost as soon as the ball went up in the air on the first game.
No.
Jeez.
You ain't. Hey, my team that I picked lost in the first round too. Like,
Jeez.
Then we gonna discuss Larsa Pippen talking about her sex life with
saw
Scottie
that.
Pippen back in the day. So is that our business? No, but she made it
She
our
put it
business
out
because she
there.
put it out there. So
Okay,
we're going to
then.
talk about it. Dallas Cowboys had a lot of action going on in what's going on with their doggone team right about now. So we're going to get into that. We also got Michael Irving. The video finally surfaced of him being in the hotel. And
I know. Good.
Exactly. This clears everything up, but there's people still saying that he's guilty. Like, of what? Like, come on, quit hating.
We'll get into it.
Talking, because I'm guilty of talking to random people at night. So, yeah, but and guilty don't have nothing to do with his money. So we'll talk about that.
Right, man. A lot to get to. Aaron Rodgers gives the New York Jets a list of free agents that he want to sign. So he admits that he wants to sign with the Jets, all this good stuff. Jalen Rose and John Morant sat down and talked to each other. We got a lot to get to. We're going to do our best to cover it all real fast. So let's get right to it, man. I Hate the Homies podcast starts right now. Ray Duggar, let's go.
Yeah, huh? I've been geeking for this broadcast. Got me in my bag, cause all they do is talk a lot of trash. Wait until I see them face to face off of this podcast. What you gotta say now? Check the facts, don't have the wrong stat. Rock T, he a genius as a sport, make Ricky smile, boy. Super Davey Harley come up short on like it's Cowboys. Always controversial, grip call out plays, no rehearsal. Got me talking all in circles. I hate the homies. And Griff be laughing like it's funny. But they never bet no money. They my mans, but they throw me. I hate the homies.
And before we get started, we got a shout out to Mickey D's McDonald's, man, because the McCrispy chicken sandwich is off the chain, and we're going to let you guys know what that's all about real soon, so stay tuned for that. Let's get into this.
One more thing. I have an Instagram now. It's Super, S-U-P-A, Dave Official.
we already talked
Yeah,
about
we
that.
Actually.
I'm authority. Anytime I get a
Are
chance
you
to.
Bruce? Are you Bruce Willis now? You don't know what's happening? Is that too soon?
That is
Sorry,
dark.
Bruce.
That is dark,
Sorry.
man. That is dark.
Sorry, Bruce.
Yeah, you that was Griff that said that. If y'all don't know.
Dave trying to act like them Instagram girls. I got an Instagram. Y'all can hit me whenever. That's awesome. Super Dave Official.
Thank you.
I got you.
Welcome to the gram, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
There it is, man. So let's start off with the the men's bracket in NCAA March Madness. Griff already said the team that he picked, Arizona, lost in the first round. I'm gonna come right behind them. No pause. Just say,
Jesus.
I violated a man law.
Hey, brother. Hey, brother, why don't you go, since we doing all that, why don't you go right in on that? On the
Lost my homie card on that one.
Make sure you clean yourself before you go online.
As I was saying, I was like, dang. So I picked Purdue to win the whole thing, and they got upset in the first round.
Yeah, I watched that game.
So 3 of my teams are still in it, and but hey, it is what it is. So Super Dave, all 4 of your Final Four teams still in it?
I'm just laughing at y'all because y'all are so terrible and ridiculous, especially you. When we did the NCAA tournament show last week, and as soon as you put up Purdue, I knew it was over for them. I knew
Why
it.
did you pick? What made you feel like Purdue?
Because they have a 7-footer.
I watched
that dude got clowned.
Let me tell you something.
That dude got clowned the other day. They went all around him. He looked like a Bigfoot commercial.
Let me tell you something.
That beef jerky commercial, that's how he looked, dog. They was all up. He didn't know where they was at. They was just running around him. Everybody was 6'1" except him.
And maybe Super Dave is accurate about this. Maybe I put a jinx on him because I sat up here and talked about on the Ricky Smiley Morning Show to 8 million listeners explaining why I thought Purdue was going to win the whole thing. I've watched this brother play. I've watched Purdue play about 5 times this year.
Oh, have you? So you saw some
every single
games.
time, he was dominant, even when they double and triple teamed. He never panicked. He was like a man amongst boys.
In the regular season,
In
right?
the regular season.
Okay, remember that.
So
Say
that's
that.
what I had to go on. So I'm like, okay, ain't nobody found a solution for this dude yet.
So you was going with the Boilermakers because they had Andre the Giant.
Exactly. And then when the tip-off of the tournament start, Everything was the complete opposite.
So did you watch?
Yeah,
did you watch the game?
Man, did I?
I watched the whole game.
I'm
That dude let down their whole team. They was like,
I'm like, who is this guy?
they was running around him doing layups, simple layups, dog. He was missing blocks. Like, I was like, oh yeah, he looked like a big goofy 7 foot. Like he looked like an unfun 7 foot. Bring back Manu Ball.
Now, I'm not going to lie to you. The NCAA men's tournament is not the same as it used to be. And I know I can sit up here and sound like an old head because of what I've seen in the past with Larry Johnson back in the day with UNLV, with some of the Duke teams with Coach K. It's a different league. It's parity. I saw sloppy basketball. I really did. I didn't see it was like everything was just like crisp. It was sloppy basketball out there, and only the teams that been playing together for 3 or 4 years are the teams going to get far. It's not the one and done. It's the teams that really have
none of
the
those
junior.
are getting in.
No,
but
it's the teams that have been together.
Yeah, these Creightons. That's why Creighton and Princeton are
Princeton
both
beat
in the.
Your team.
I know.
You had them in the championship. The number 2 beat.
Yeah, Princeton. Was
They knocked off the number 7 Missouri too.
They lost.
Yeah, they did.
Now let me say something.
And then don't sleep on Florida Atlantic either.
So let me
FAU.
Let me say something about the Ivy Leagues, man. A lot of people disrespect the Ivy League sports programs because it's considered the Ivy League. They're not the Power 5 conferences, and
We think of them as smart.
most
Books.
book
Just
smart.
books. Book
You know,
smart
any
and-
athletes that go there, they probably ain't gonna be dogs. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something. My daughter, being at Harvard,
Your
Your
daughter's
daughter's
great.
sweet, dog.
is a dog.
I watched some videos of your daughter,
Yes, I
dog,
have
like, and not the ones you sent me. I watched some other ones, and I was like, maybe he just sending me biased videos of his daughter. I looked at some other one, dog. Your daughter's a problem
She's
in the
cold.
conference.
Well, let me say,
But
I'm
her
just-
father is Rock T. I just don't understand it. How she can be that great and he's not.
because
She's
daddy's
dope,
a
dog.
dog too.
Okay.
Daddy's
know
a
that's
dog
right.
too.
It must be Crystal.
But let me say, good one. But no, I say that to say this, man. I got a chance to really watch the Ivy Leagues play in all sports now. Now that my daughter is over there
Male
playing,
and female.
male and female in all sports, and man, they got some dogs over there. So
Because they got white guys that can shoot.
hey, man, I mean,
I can
it's,
say it out loud. They got white guys that can shoot.
all I'm saying is
Yeah, okay. All right.
don't be surprised that these Ivy League schools are starting to come up and say, hey, listen, we can play over here too. Y'all pay attention to us. So it's good. This is a great story to have them playing Cinderella.
I've watched Rutgers, who are in the Big Ten now, like really play some good football. Like some really, really good football. So I'm not mad at the Ivy League. I see the Ivy League. That's the Ivy League of old. When we say the Ivy League ain't got you talking about the 70s. But when you see teams like Duke and UNC not in the Sweet 16, and then you got teams that people kind of like Miami. Miami was, I mean, they was number 5, but they wasn't supposed to go this far. And then Xavier was supposed to go this far, but what about Arkansas? And then UConn on the men's side. UConn ain't really been sweet on the men's side for a long time. And then, of course, Gonzaga and UCLA. These are the teams that you know, when you start talking about in the end, but when all the Kansases and everybody is gone, you like, what happened?
That's the whole thing. You look at Thursday's game. You look at number 4 Virginia. Nobody ever would have
Oh, man.
put in their minds when you put that bracket together that number 13
Yeah.
Furman. What
No
the hell's
way.
a Furman?
Hey, man.
Furman.
Yeah, no, just like Fairleigh Dickinson.
Oh, FDU?
Yeah, like-
FDU, right.
Yeah, like who? Like, dude,
That was on Friday
Does anybody
against
know?
your team. I didn't know.
Against
I didn't know
Purdue.
there was a team
I
there.
love it. I love it,
I did.
man.
I love it, but you remember we was talking about this during football season in college football that the college football whole playoff thing is about to change. And Rock, you were saying how the playoffs are cool, but it's not going to be like March Madness. You're not going to have a Fairleigh Dickinson school beat Michigan or beat Iowa or beat those schools is going to get exposed because of the talent, because of the size. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like how FDU beat Purdue and that team averaged 6'1", It was crazy.
Because
shout out to their
played
coach.
Together. I'm telling you,
Yes,
Griff.
agreed.
That's
No,
a big
agreed.
part. That's a big part. We're looking at the 7
They
foot
didn't
center.
have one star.
Exactly.
They didn't have one star. They had a basketball team.
And that's when you look at Arkansas and what they did over the weekend. Arkansas knocked off number 1 Kansas. Now, I did have Arkansas beating Kansas because of what Arkansas. Yeah, Arkansas have been to the Sweet 16, 3 straight years? They have a great team. And you saw what happened at the end of the game. They coach
went crazy, took his shirt off.
Come on, man.
Started whipping it around like a helicopter, like Petey Pablo.
I love it.
Got his Petey Pablo on.
You don't do that. Work out.
I love it when a coach be getting just as hype as the players.
I
man.
love they was crunk.
Yes,
and
sir.
you gotta love that now it's down to 16 teams. And with these 16, I mean, who knows? You could have what's crazy to me out of all the 16 is this Creighton game, dog. Creighton
That's a
and
veteran
Princeton.
coach. That's a veteran coach.
How about
Princeton have guys that can shoot. Princeton, they rally to the ball. They pass the ball. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to put it out there. They reminded me of like a Golden State. That's also Xavier. That's another school. They pass the ball around.
Xavier out there moving that rock, dog.
Man, who you telling?
You're right, dog.
I'm telling you. And that's me not watching college basketball until what? Really 2 weeks ago. Because before that, you're into the NFL and college football.
So
watching the tournament, it gets you excited. I like seeing these kids and what they're doing, but I still say it's different from what it was back in the day. And you don't have the same coaches either. You don't have the big names out there like the Roy Williams, the Coach K. But I like seeing Michigan
State. Got the Patinos in them. They just be moving to so many different schools. You don't know where they at no more.
Look at Tom Izzo. Look what he did yesterday, or look what he did Sunday, moving his team on.
I watched that game, and they were down by 7 with 4 minutes left, and then they came back.
A 13-5 run.
Boy,
close out.
Marquette fell apart at the end, dog. But to me, when it's the teams like Michigan State, they're used to it,
and they play defense.
Their coach is talking to them about all the minutes, not just being scared when you down by some. You know what I'm saying? I said this, and Rock, answer me this, dog, if you believe this. The tournament is for who's going to the NBA and what coach is about to change schools. Because really, if I'm with an FDU and I make them to the Sweet 16 or close to the Sweet 16,
the coach is gone.
Then I know I'm not going to stick around, and he don't owe nobody nothing.
No, he don't.
No, man, it's all scouting. I mean, sports is scouting. You're always playing for the next big job, whether or the next big contract. So absolutely, man, this is opportunity for smaller teams to really put their program on the map. And and be like, listen, y'all need to pay attention to us. Sometimes them Cinderellas rise up for 1 year and then they're gone. Sometimes they become so consistent that they're no longer considered a Cinderella anymore.
Now, do y'all want to do over? Because both of y'all teams y'all had the championship. Hold on. Both of y'all teams y'all had in the championship game to, of course, winning it all are done.
Right.
So really, y'all brackets are done.
Pretty much.
My bracket been done.
What I'm saying is, y'all want to do over?
Alabama.
No, I'm not giving you a do-over. I just asked you, did you want to do-over?
You asked me a question.
No, but I'm saying
Alabama.
no, I'm not giving you one. I just asked a question.
I wasn't going to let you answer my answer.
My team is still in it. Gonzaga.
Hey, San Diego State ain't sorry, though.
No, they're not.
You've been watching San Diego? Alabama has to play San Diego State, and Alabama has been held. They beatable. They've been held.
Anybody in this tournament, it's not like it was back in the day when you had Duke, and you knew Duke could win the championship. Or even UNLV when they went on their run. Even Georgetown back in the day. It's a different league now. It's so much parity that it's a toss-up.
It's hard to pick them. It's hard to pick them, man. There's no dominant play. There's no dominant team out there. I mean, Alabama is considered probably the best team on paper in the country. Houston got the best defense.
Yeah, Houston is the number one too. That's what I mean.
Yeah,
so you got Alabama is the number one. Houston is the number one. And then after that, that's it.
Okay, quickly.
Out of the 4 number ones, that was it.
Sweet 16. Let's go down the list. You make a prediction right now. Alabama, San Diego State.
Alabama.
I'm going with San Diego State. Hold on, let me write this down so we can be ready for next week.
Okay.
All right.
And I got Alabama too.
Okay, so both of y'all and then me. Okay.
Creighton,
Next.
Princeton. I'm going with Princeton.
I'm rolling with Princeton too, dog.
Oh, hold on. Let me change mine to Creighton.
Yeah.
I'm going with Princeton.
I was
Jack.
about to say,
I'm
I'm going to
fan.
Creighton.
Shoot.
You going to Princeton?
Yes, sir.
Both of y'all got
No,
Princeton?
I'm going to Creighton. Now, I'm going to let Rock T go first now when I throw these names out. I'm going with Creighton. FAU,
Yeah.
Tennessee.
Florida Atlantic and Tennessee. Ooh.
I got Tennessee.
Oh,
I got
man.
Tennessee.
Come on, FAU. Come on. Tennessee defense, some dogs, man. Let's go Tennessee.
Don't do this to the kids,
All right,
man.
all of
They're
us.
just kids. Kansas State, who's no joke.
Oh, yes,
Who came
sir.
out of nowhere.
Oh, they ain't come out
And
of
the
nowhere.
big-
They've been
no.
dogging all
Nah, they ain't come
season.
out of nowhere.
No,
Yeah, they've been
been
sweet.
good, but under a new head coach, nobody expect them to be
Yeah,
what
you
they
can't
are
be
right
mad
now.
at them. Yeah, you can't be mad at them.
Them brothers been balling all year.
And what
But
was
who
the dude name? I watched that game the other night. Marquez.
The youngin.
the dude
Yeah,
that used to go to
the
Florida?
short guy
Yes,
for
yes.
Kansas State. Oh, I can't think.
I'm
of it. I'm
going
gonna
with
look it up.
Michigan State. Well, y'all Kansas Stating it out.
Go ahead, Rock.
Izzo.
I love the Kansas State story, man. I love the Kansas State story, but I think Michigan State gonna get them. I'm going with Michigan State as
I'm
well.
going to Kansas State. Thank you.
All right, cool.
Houston,
That's
Miami.
4.
Houston.
Yeah, Houston for sure.
Miami.
Okay.
Xavier, Texas. It's a good one. Number 2 against the number 3.
I'm going Texas.
I was going to go with Texas, too, because I actually saw them play.
Here's why I'm going with Texas, man, because they lost their coach. And they still balling. Like, let's go.
They got a
And they
squad.
still
Yes, sir.
ball.
In the Big 12, they
They
got a
still
squad. I'm not
balling,
gonna lie
dog.
to you.
That's the kind of stuff
I
that
watched
shakes
them.
up things.
Yeah,
Who you got?
I got Xavier because they remind me of Golden State without Steph Curry. Who you got?
Well, what kind of Golden State is that?
What talking about
What
passing
else?
the ball? We just talking
Oh,
about
okay.
it. Passing the ball, moving the
Okay,
ball
yeah.
around, looking for the best shot.
All right.
Okay, who do you got?
I said Texas.
Okay.
I got Texas.
Arkansas, UConn. I'm going Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Me too. All 3 of us Arkansas. All
I
right,
can't go
last
against
one.
my team here. Number 2, UCLA against number 3, Gonzaga.
I'm going with Ookla.
I was about to say, dog.
Ookla.
I'm going with them Bruins too,
Yes,
dog.
sir.
I'm in good
Yeah.
shape right now. My team is going to make it to the championship and win the
Gonzaga
championship.
struggled against TCU last night, man.
just a good game.
Gonzaga lets
Okay.
down the world every year in the Final Four
This is the
or
one
the
year they're not
Elite
going to
Eight.
do it. Just wait.
Every
Just
year,
wait.
dog.
Really, y'all should have anything to say because it doesn't
I
matter
know
what
our
y'all
brackets
think.
is done. Well, good luck then, Dave. How about
in Arizona, Purdue in Arizona. Y'all don't have anything to say to me right now.
Let's move. Let's talk about the women's real fast, man. Listen, there's nothing really crazy happening on the women's side as far as Cinderella. Princeton, ironically.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
They-
Ole Miss.
Them girls, Ole Miss,
Miss
just
beating Stanford. That's
shot
big.
Stanford,
Number
dog,
one
the
Stanford.
number 1.
But see, here's the deal. That's not a shocker to me. Ole Miss be balling. Coach Yo got them girls. Now, I know they're the 8th seed and they knocked off the number 1 seed. I
That's
get it.
big.
That's big. But, man, there's no reason why Ole Miss should have been the 8th seed anyways. Ole Miss is a very good team. They've been balling for the last 4 or 5 years, ever since Coach Yo came over there, 3 to 4 years, however long she's been over there. So, no, they
Okay.
some dogs. They for real. That one don't shock me.
Why you gonna call women
Okay.
dogs?
Huh?
Don't do that.
No,
Call
man.
a woman a dog.
No,
Come
I ain't
on.
calling a woman a dog. You know what I'm talking about
He's
in
just
sports.
saying they got that mentality.
They got
They
that
dogs.
dog
They go
pitbull
hard.
mentality.
Everybody's so sensitive.
Yeah,
God,
man. So
This would be a good time to let y'all know you can go to Super Dave Official.
Thank you. I was gonna say it in super.
Super,
S-U-P-A.
S-U-P-A, super, or supper is what they say in the South.
Don't get it wrong.
If you want some
I just got
dinner,
it.
you can go to Supper Dave Official. He sells sandwiches after this podcast.
I hate you. I hate comedians. I really
So,
do.
you know, everybody is winning that's supposed to win. Iowa looking good with Caitlin Clark. South Carolina is still the team to beat. I believe we all picked South Carolina with Dawn Staley to win everything.
Yeah.
You know, Indiana looks good. The Hoosiers
I was going to say that.
look real
I was going to
good.
say them Hoosier females is not out here not playing good basketball.
And
They're
what about
nice.
Gino?
Gino,
Where you
I don't think they're gonna get to the Final Four because his star player Paige Beckers is still hurt. Now one of his
That's 2 seasons in a row for her, right?
season and a half, yeah. And
Yeah, season and a half.
AZ Fudd, she's back. She's wearing a knee brace, but she still ain't the same.
You could tell who daughter plays college basketball.
Man,
Look at him throwing out these names,
Yeah,
Griff.
my baby's
I'm
really
happy
bad.
for him.
I am
First of
too.
all,
Yes,
I would
sir.
feel a way if he didn't know women's basketball at the
watching
height of, because he had to sit with his daughter and his wife and figure out where they was gonna send their daughter. So
I've been watching these young ladies play their whole life since they was 5, 6, 7 years old, man, because they played against my daughters. So
understood.
Yeah,
got
so-
it.
Okay,
got it.
But since
In the
you're-
AAU leagues and stuff.
absolutely, man.
But don't you think it's wrong for them to put, and I don't know where you're going to go with this, put them against each other, the men and the women? I mean, because you had the women playing the same time the men.
I
over
don't
the
like
weekend.
it being played at the same time,
I
and
agree.
I totally
because
understand
if I wanna
Super
get
Dave.
involved,
I
if I
don't
wanna
like
get
it.
involved, who am I going to watch? I'm going to watch the men.
You are. I'm
But
watching the women.
But I'm saying they could have more of a crowd or more of an audience if
If
they
it
did
wasn't at the same
Thank you.
time.
You talking about
Thank
the
you.
television
Yeah, I agree,
audience.
dog.
Yes.
Yeah. Now I will
I
say
agree,
this.
dog.
I will
Yeah,
say
I
this,
agree.
man. The
That's dumb
arenas
to me. It's
the-
so stupid.
It is. You're right.
It's
I agree
money
with
to
you.
be made out there.
I agree with you. That's something that.
And
that-
then the girls are that good. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It'd be different if it was like how they run in the NIT league, which I call the nobody's interested tournament. How they
Say, man,
I like
back
that.
up.
I
how
like
they
that.
running
My
that
mom
at
is
the
playing.
same.
My baby's in that tournament. Back up, son. You better put some respect on the NIT, man.
I do apologize on the women's side. On the women's side, I will apologize. But on them dudes' sides, and Michigan just lost, I'm mad about it.
Well,
So
let me
nobody's
tell you-
interested no more.
Well,
Grip's not interested. The GNIT. Grip's not interested.
The NIT is still a legitimate tournament because it's about a bunch of bubble teams that didn't make the big tournament.
Yeah, no, that's why it's good because they mad.
Exactly.
Everybody in the NIT is everybody in
What
the
you call it
NIT
again?
is
Say the
the
name again.
nobody's interested
Okay.
tournament.
We
Homie.
can move on.
I'm just saying that for
That's cold blooded, man.
except for where Rock T's daughter is
Exactly.
playing.
That's the only
I'm
time.
interested.
But I will,
About that.
but I do agree with you, man, on scheduling these games, the television times
Yeah,
at the
they
same
don't
time.
have to be at the
Stupid.
same time. I don't like. And then how do they do the championship? Like the men's is on Monday and the women's is on Tuesday, or the women's is on Sunday.
The women's are
or
first,
something like it's.
and then
Yeah.
the men's are
The
second.
women's
like
is on
Sunday and
Sunday
then
then. Okay.
Yeah.
But I will say
Okay.
the arenas are sold out and packed in these women's games. I will say
Oh
that.
no, I know,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So
And then
that's
you can
good.
look at some of these men's game and they like,
But if you
we
want to
waiting
get
for
more,
the bigger game.
if you want more men involved, to me, don't have it going against the college, going against men in college basketball, because it will attract somebody like me or Griff to watch somebody else play. Watch the women play, and it might lead to
Well,
us
I'm just
watching
saying-
a WNBA game. I don't know if I can stand that. But go ahead.
Listen, and that's all I'm saying. If I can be interested enough to watch the ladies play, like Rock T said, then I am going to care about the WNBA draft
Yes.
a little more. I know where that girl went. I know where that young lady went. I know where she played. Like, so I agree, dog. So for 3 men on a podcast, stop doing the ladies like that, NCAA. You know what you're doing. Care
Wrong.
more. How about that?
Especially when you know you want to make money. It's all about money.
Message. All right, so on that note, we're going to get into Larsa Pippen claims that she had sex 4 times a night for 23 years while married to Scottie Pippen. Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about this, man. She putting her business out there?
what?
Why not talk about it?
Got it? Yeah.
See, we just went all strong for the women in the NCAA, and then you coming out with Scotty's thotty ex-wife.
Hey, man, it is what it is. We're going to get into it next. All right, so, there's nothing really to say.
Just read it, dog. Just read it, dog.
Just read it.
It's a horrible segue. Just read it.
Larsa Pippen, who's Scottie Pippen's ex-wife, who now dates Marcus Jordan, who is Michael Jordan's son,
So wrong. It's great. but
claimed that
wrong.
she had sex 4 times a night for 23 years while married to Scottie Pippen.
Let me do the math for that. 4 times a night. 7.
Well, why you-
she never had a cycle. She was never on her cycle ever.
Well, she's lying, first of all, because if she was married to Scottie Pippen for 23 years and he's in the NBA, he's on the road most of the time, right?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, she
Right.
was sleeping with somebody.
So she was
just
sleeping with
not
somebody
Scotty.
else, not Scottie Pippen. Even
Wait.
probably when he was
4
at
times.
home. She
Hold
went
on.
out and got-
28 times 4 weeks equals, that's
She's lying.
112 times a month. When we'll just say times 12. which
She's
is a
lying
year,
about
that's
sleeping with Scottie Pippen.
1,344 times. Let me tell you something. I don't want sex. 112 times a week. Straight up.
You don't?
I don't. Not at all. I don't want sex half of that time. I would
even
not
in your
like
younger
to.
days, you wouldn't have gone for that.
I don't remember my younger days. I'm Bruce Willis with that. Right?
That's dark.
I'm just talking about
man.
right.
He ain't dead or nothing. Stop that.
He's not dead. You just ain't having a good memory days right now. Dog.
I mean, I'm sitting here doing some simple math.
Rock. That's all I'm saying, dog. I don't even want to, dog.
But
28 times is horrible numbers, dog. As a man, 28 times 7 equals 196.
That's like throwing
196.
That's like throwing a hot dog down a hallway.
What? That's good. That was good. I'll make sure I add some special effects to that. First of all,
that's like parking a Hot Wheels car in a real garage.
in a Holland tunnel. That's what you do. Let me get this itty bitty car and then stick it inside a Moby Dick.
Okay. All right then.
Wait a minute.
So no.
Come on, right, dog.
Yeah, I messed that up. That ain't the point. The point is, why is she saying now, after they was together, that for 23 years I gave him sex? I can't even do the math. It just sounds absurd now.
Does any
just sound absurd
does any man want that amount of sex with one woman?
First of all, you can't. If a woman can easily have 4 times. I don't want sex.
Yeah, because we got to have a nap.
That.
When we get through, we got to.
We need a nap. We need a rest. I want a sandwich meat.
Yeah.
I need. Let me walk the dogs. Let me drink some water.
Look.
Okay.
More power to him.
Part 2.
If Scotty and Larsa had that much sex, more power to them. If their sex was that engaging, cool.
No, they can't.
That's
he was
almost
on the road.
I see
It
where you're going
wasn't with
with it.
him. It was with someone else. Even when he was in town, she was probably with someone else.
Hey man, that's Super Dave that said that.
I don't care. It's the truth. She wasn't doing four times a night with Scottie Pippen. No, she went from Scottie to Bruce to Brian
To Bill Cartwright.
Bruce
to
who?
Griff. Oh, I just threw your name out there. My bad.
Oh, I was like, Bruce who? Bruce Willis don't remember if he got something.
Oh man.
That
Anyways.
is it's amazing if it happens. It's
Hey.
almost like what when Wilt said it. What was Wilt? What was his quote back in the day? I mean,
He said he slept with 10,000 women.
"Yeah, you still gotta do the math on that, man.
Say,
You can't
man.
just toss out there. You know how we lie.
According to this, Larsa did too.
Evidently, she did.
Because that math add up to about that. But
Dang, well, she must be loving Jordan. What's his name? Marcus
Jordan, yeah, man.
Dang.
Hey, dog.
And she's older too.
Yeah.
So first of all, if I was Marcus Jordan, I'd be like, you got that man 100 million thousand strokes, and I gotta go with you next. That's beyond sloppy seconds. That's like
If anything,
horrible 100,000.
No, if anything, Marcus is drowning. If anything,
He's that hot dog.
that's the deep blue sea.
It's the abyss, dog.
Hey man. On that note,
Okay, yeah. See, we going.
we gonna
We're
shift
too
gears.
childish, man.
More-
We can't talk about this.
Welcome to Fantasy Island. The plane, boss. The plane.
More power to Larsa Pippen. Hey, get it in where you can. It's all to the good.
Don't say it like that.
Get it, girl. Get it, girl.
So let's get into the Dallas Cowboys. A lot of moving parts. Ezekiel Elliott is no longer a Cowboy.
Let me
They
say
just
this.
signed a new wide receiver, so that means Odell Beckham Jr. probably ain't going to join the squad because there was rumors that he would. And former Dallas Cowboy Michael Irving. The video finally surfaced of what happened in that hotel from the accuser saying that he did something that he wasn't supposed to do, touching her in the wrong kind of way. So we get into that next. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you can hear the music. Dallas Cowboys star running back Ezekiel Elliott is no longer a Dallas Cowboy.
Are you mad, Super Dave? I couldn't wait to get on the podcast to ask you, are you mad for reals? For reals?
I'm gonna tell you this. No, I'm not.
I didn't think so.
Because
I didn't think so.
well, we lost Zeke over the last 3 years. You look at his as yards per carry have gone down each and every single year. He's been more just what of a one that guy to get you that 1 to 5 yard pounder, or especially
3.5 yarder,
3.5 yarder, and also when you get down to the goal line and that one guy can punch the ball in the end zone, but you're paying almost 6 years, $90 million for that. No, he's a hell of a blocker. He'll protect your quarterback.
He will.
But he had his best years the first 4 years with the Cowboys before he signed that contract.
Running backs go through so
Man,
much.
who you telling? I wouldn't want my kid to be a running back right now.
But
The
let's
running
use you
backs
up.
is, and then Pollard is in a great position, but Pollard about to see now that it's easy to be the second string running back. It's super duper easy.
Let's say it like this, and that's why I said I'm not mad, because when you look at the first, he won 2 rushing titles.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
He won it the first year in 2016 and in 2018. But remember, he had the problems in 2017 with the the conduct detrimental to the NFL.
Right.
When he was
He's
suspended.
getting in trouble.
Yeah, he was
around here
on,
getting
off.
in trouble with
Yes.
Addison.
Oh, yes. He's making some dumb moves.
I heard.
But the 2 scoring titles, but you look at the first 4 years, he was putting up, he had 26 100-yard games.
Yep.
26. But the last 3 years, guess how many he had?
4.
4.
And
Was it 4? That was just me kind of saying one a year, one a season.
Here's what make those numbers even
For $90
more.
million.
Here's what make those numbers even more amazing and crazy at the same time. He's the 3rd best running back in Dallas Cowboy history.
Yeah, and the way Jerry put it once they had to cut him, he made it sound like he was the best running back the Cowboys have ever had.
I mean, you got, of course, Emmitt Smith.
He's
then you got
number 1.
Tony Dorsett. And according to yards, according to statistics, Ezekiel's number 3.
I think that makes sense. I can see that. I can see that.
But I would go in that order you just said. Emmitt is number 1, period, because they also won championships with Emmitt Smith.
Absolutely.
He was the main guy. But with TD, all you remember was that one play. I mean, he was great, period. But the 99-yard touchdown against Minnesota.
Don't water down.
Now, what's funny is I know Tony
one.
Dorsett's son better than I know Tony Dorsett.
What?
His
Are
son,
you watering down Tony Dorsett too? What?
No, Tony Dorsett was an amazing runner back. I'm just saying,
said
in
that.
my own life, I know his son more than I know him. The one that played secondary, and he was with the Raiders.
That's why you know him. Yes.
Anthony Dorsett Jr. is what we call him.
Okay, so you're saying, Super Dave, that you remember that 99 yard.
Because it was a moment with my father. We sat there on a Monday night watching that game, and all of a sudden that play.
One of the greatest moments in NFL history.
Yes, one of the greatest moments in NFL history.
Was.
And that was a moment me and my father shared. So that's why it was important to me.
That's
Tony
dope.
Dorsett was great, period.
Was you and your dad going crazy, dog?
Oh, man, yes, we saw it
going
go
crazy.
Yeah, we
nice.
did.
He was sweet, man. There's 2 people. There's 2 running backs that I love watching when they get in the open field run because they just so smooth. Him and Eric Dickerson. Tony Dorsett and Eric Dickerson was just
Eric Dickerson was weird
cold.
because he floated, but he was so tall.
And he ran like standing up.
He ran so straight up. So how could you be that light-footed?
But he was cold.
But you a whole giraffe out there.
That joker had a smooth. They used to just glide when they got him on them sidelines, boy.
Let me ask you both something, man. I thought about it when you just said that about your dad, dog. A great moment that you had with your father in sports. Now, mine's going to sound crazy, but I actually love it. My father, my brother, and I got kicked out of a sports bar because we was too ratery or something.
Too ratery?
And I mean, it was some hate because but it was so much fun. Because we was talking crazy all the way out. Like, and my dad was like, we Griffins, you ain't going. And I was like, look at us about to go to jail.
Together as a family.
It's so beautiful.
And then your mom at home.
What about you, Rock?
Your mom at home going, look at these dumbasses.
I know. Straight up. What about you, Rock?
Man, my one of my greatest fatherly moments, it also includes my mom because they both worked 2 and 3 jobs, to make ends meet for us. And I was playing football in high school, and I was starting to make a name for myself. Mm-hmm. But they wasn't able to come to the games. And then I looked up in the stands one game, and I saw both of them sitting there, and they had a picture of me, them little buttons with my picture on there, real big.
Remember.
Oh my goodness! And then from that point on, they never missed another game. I was like, yo, that was so awesome.
I just got chills, dog.
That was
I
awesome.
just got chills, dog. That's dope. What about you? You have another one with your dad, or was that like that was like an iconic one?
That was iconic because of
you
what
just said about
what
Tony Dorsett
did and what the Cowboys did in that first, the first Super Bowl against the Buffalo Bills. You know, the blowout, the 52-point game.
Yep.
That was another big moment we had together. So
how unfun was that for a Buffalo fan?
But it was great for us, man. But just think, we're talking about Zeke Elliott getting released by the Cowboys, getting cut by the Cowboys. But just think, if Zeke had a chance his first year when he had over 1,600 yards his first year, just think if Romo was healthy that year. Because Dak was still young. We're talking about a healthy Romo who's picking people apart.
Hold on, dog. Dak, didn't they go 13-3 that year?
Yeah, but
I don't understand his side hate for Dak Prescott.
He was 13-3 as a freaking rookie. And you're saying, what if Romo would have been healthy? He would have still been on the sidelines at the backup.
They would have been undefeated.
That was Romo was the second time he was warm for a man,
They would have been undefeated. They would have been undefeated.
Come on, dog.
Undefeated and on the way to the Super Bowl.
Man, give me your homie card. You just lost it again.
Yeah.
Dog.
Crazy,
Don't make no
man.
damn
You're
sense.
homeless. You're homeless right now.
So,
Why y'all get so sensitive when I talk about Romo?
no, I love Romo.
Because we don't understand.
the point you just made was
They
horrible.
went 13-3, but they also lost in that first round.
Let me tell you something. I wish
at
the
home.
Raiders would go 13-3.
How many times
ever?
How many times did Romo get past the first round? Thank you.
2.
When?
I'm
Don't lie. Don't lie. When? Name
He
him.
did. I mean, I
Name
can't.
him.
Don't blame it all on Romo, man.
I'm
Don't do
not.
that.
I love
You just-
Romo, but you're putting
Don't not
suck.
blame it all on Romo.
You
How
suck.
about that?
Both of y'all
Don't
suck.
not. I thought it's always the quarterback's fault. Don't not blame it on Romo. While he was dating Britney Spears and everybody, I like to put some blame on it.
I knew I shouldn't have brought that point up, but point was.
even though it wasn't Britney Spears, but it was the other girl. What's her name?
I can't think of what.
It wasn't Britney Spears?
No, she had her own
No,
reality
Britney is
TV
way
show.
too young. Yeah,
What's her
Britney
name?
is too
She's from
young.
here.
She got her own clothing
She's
line.
a Britney Spears looking
Yeah.
God,
young
I forgot her
lady.
name.
I can't think of her name.
Anyways,
say.
they gonna blow us up on
No,
something.
I'm
It was
looking that up,
so-and-so.
dog. Yeah, they gonna kill us, dog. Hold on. Romo.
But in the Cowboys, we're talking about Zeke. Zeke is we can put him in the past now. They signed Pollard to the franchise tag for $10 million.
Right.
And I think that's what you're going to see with one running backs now. But then they also picked up
Jessica Simpson.
Jessica Simpson. There you
yes.
go.
They
Britney
also
Spears.
they also picked up Stephon Gilmore
Right.
from the Indianapolis Colts. Now he's 33 years old, and at one point in 2019, he was a Defensive Player of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
You put him on this Cowboy team now with Diggs on the other side, because that's where the Cowboys get exposed last year. When Brown went down, they had no protection on the other side, on the opposite side of Diggs.
That's a
to
good
protect.
pickup. That's a good pickup.
That's a great pickup, and then you also bring up Brandon Cook as a receiver,
Yes, sir.
and
I
they
like
puts him out
that.
of the sweepstakes.
I
for,
like Brandon Cook, dog.
for Odell Beckham Jr., which I have no problem with.
Let's all admit that as much as he is a good wide receiver, I think his best years are done, and that's Gallup. He can't stay healthy, man. He's not the same.
No, I would wait. No, wait.
Can you even say how much of a good wide receiver he was? He didn't. He came through when he needed to,
How
but
can you
then
say how good he was when your quarterback is Dak? And the quarterback, you saw that pass again in the 49er game where Gallup
I'm
was
not
wide
gonna do
open.
this Dak hate with you, dog.
Listen,
I'm just telling the truth.
I'm just going
I'm
off
not
of.
gonna let you blame it on Dak, dog. Gallup is washed up now.
No,
I'll
he's
say
not.
it. I'll say it, Roxas. You don't want to all the way say it. I'll say it. Gallup is washed up,
Yeah, I think. We didn't see the best of Gallup, but
and ain't nobody is sitting around going. It ain't 32 owners going. Oh, you trying to get Gallup? I need Gallup.
Rock,
That's
you
what I'm
play
saying.
sports, right?
absolutely,
Okay, and after ACL
it's tough.
tear,
It's tough.
but after that first year, that second year, you come back. To me, this is the telling year of what Gallup is going to be about.
You know what?
Because he's playing, really thinking
I get
about
it. I
that
get
knee.
it. I
Okay,
understand.
then.
I understand.
I can't disagree with that one right there because
So he's
But
not
if he
washed up.
get
Listen.
hit any time again,
Hit.
dog, it's
Hit.
a wrap for him.
hit if they blow on him. I mean, it is what it is.
But I mean, get a quarterback that can get the ball to him. That's still number one. Oh, now it's crickets in the place now. Now y'all want to stick up for Dak now?
all right. So look, is
you saw the 49er game.
Is Dak Prescott, Aaron, Is he Tom Brady? Is he
He's Kirk Cousins.
is he
No way. Don't do Dak Prescott like that, dog. I'm not even
Dak.
For the record,
Look.
all Cowboy fans listening right now, I don't care about y'all whole conference. All I'm saying is I absolutely love Dak Prescott's story. He's a third-round kid from Mississippi State. They didn't want to play him. His mother died of cancer. His brother committed suicide. He's still got a smile, and he's a damn decent quarterback.
But he sucked on the field last season, and he was a turnover machine. He led the league in interceptions. Am I right or wrong?
Now,
yes or no?
He had an off season last year, but
He had an off season, but
that's what I'm going by.
Okay.
What
I'm
have
not,
you done
and
for me
ladies and
lately?
gentlemen, that's
Exactly.
Super Dave. Super Dave feel like that about his Cowboys. I can't argue with him. Would the Raiders love a Dak Prescott? Absolutely. I would love
anybody.
You are, and I ain't even gonna say nothing. Desperation mode, dog.
But
Absolutely.
The only part that I'm confused is if you like Tony Romo, then you should love Dak Prescott because they're about the same quarterback.
Okay, I'm about to go.
And I would think Dak is just a little better than Tony Romo.
Going off what?
Cowboy
don't ever say that
fans.
again.
Well, all I have to go off on
Don't
is
ever
statistics.
say that again about Tony Romo. That is my quarterback, and he's nowhere close to being what Dak was. Dak is horrible.
So let me say it this way then. If you're a fan of Tony Romo, you should be a fan of Dak Prescott.
No,
Easily.
No matter how you say it.
It don't matter how I say
Be
it,
quiet,
doggone it.
peanut gallery back there.
Oh,
Don't pitch
okay.
in.
He calls you
okay.
peanut gallery, Griff.
I'll be that. I am just back here instigating.
Yeah,
though.
just
I ain't gonna lie.
instigating. You want to see me get mad over this BS he's talking about.
I do. I'm warming it up. All right.
We
Okay.
gonna fight.
Okay.
man.
I'm foiled.
But
Next story.
Before we move to Michael Irving, the one last thing about Zeke, and this is funny. His last play as a Cowboy was the trick play, him being at center. and getting
Oh
blasted.
no, not that and that man blasted him out of his uniform. He got hit so hard.
That's the last play as a Cowboy.
Jeez.
That's cold-blooded, man.
I had to throw that in.
That's cold-blooded. So on that note, let's talk about Michael Irving.
And real quick, before we go to Michael Irvin, who needs a running back like Zeke?
Buffalo is in the works right
Absolutely.
now. They're looking.
Agreed.
Josh Allen was on Instagram talking about we need him here, and they're talking
But
about
who else?
bringing
When
him.
you just think about it, like just
I would
know the
think-
Vikings is kind of going through running back problems because dude don't want to be there no more, or whatever. Dude from Florida State, the
Talking about
running
Cooks?
back.
Yeah. Now I'm liking New England, bro.
Seattle. I'm thinking like a
Another
team like
spot.
Seattle.
I think New England will be a great spot under Bill Belichick because he knows
Whoever
how,
go to
Here's
New
a-
England gonna rush for 1,000 yards. Believe that.
or they gonna receive for 1,000 yards because he
How about that?
He listen.
How about that? He gonna work his offense.
I think Zeke got caught up into being that short yardage running back by default. If he had the same playbook as
injured.
Pollard,
Yeah, but he had injury problems the last
if
3
he
or 4
had the
years.
same
he been
playbook
kinda
as
hurt.
Pollard, he would have had more results.
But I said this to you when this came down last week. I know we got to move on, but I said this last week to you. I said, watch him go somewhere else and
show
put up
out.
monster numbers. And I'm going, why couldn't he do that for us?
That's what's his name did from the Raiders who went to the Cowboys. The boy from Arkansas. We
Oh, yeah,
picked
I
him
forgot.
number one.
Yes.
Darren McFadden.
Yes,
Yep,
he
yep.
did. He was a.
We couldn't get 300 yards out of him. Then he bust 1,000 3 seasons in a row with the Cowboys. I was like, oh, man, go on.
Man, that was fun when him and Felix Jones was going at it.
Oh, yeah, Felix
Remember
Jones.
Felix?
They had that other speedster.
Yes, sir.
Oh, my God.
All right,
That's funny. Good memory.
Let's
All right.
talk Michael Irvin next, man. The video surfaced, and we're going to give you our thoughts and opinions on what we think about it. All right, that's up next. All right, Michael Irvin, former NFL star wide receiver of the Dallas Cowboys, man, Hall of Famer himself. The Marriott video shows him talking with his accuser of touching her elbow and the sexual misconduct, whatever they were saying he did with this woman. The video
They
shows,
basically made it sound like he was all nasty and doing too much.
Right.
That's how it came out.
Now, there's
Michael Irvin was doing being a man with this lady who was resisting his attempts and that kind of style.
So-
but when the video came out,
There's no audio, so we can't hear what was said. But according to the visual, he didn't do nothing wrong.
that man
Nothing was
ain't do
disrespectful.
one thing, dog. He had a nice space between them. He wasn't all in her space. Like he wasn't. I hate what they did to him.
Allegedly, he wasn't doing
Allegedly,
anything
but what I saw, I watched the whole video. I watched it hard. Like, look at his hands, look at his feet. He not edging towards her. Like, she.
It was a conversation.
I will just say this. This is not the first time a white woman has accused a black man of something. But before, on all those other times, we didn't have video footage. Here go clear footage that she was lying, straight up.
I'm still tripping on the manager dude that was just hawking.
See, I think he had something to do. I think he was more like
what you meant.
That was his girl.
Yeah.
I think he liked her.
That's what I mean.
I think he got a crush on her, and he was mad at her that she was all, not canoodling, but having a conversation with him. And I don't know, maybe he started off.
And there was a security guard in the presence of where Michael Irvin and
absolutely
and they were both talking. So if he would have heard something, she could have called out to him. She walked back to that other area, looking back at Mike like nothing was going wrong. So I'm just giving my opinion. It didn't look bad, but Mike, if you can beat this, because your track record is not good, because we know what we've done in the past when he's with the Cowboys, and that's what people.
That was a long time ago.
But people still look at that.
Yeah, and that's why they used it against him. But this is who I'm mad at: ESPN, NFL Network. Y'all took money out that dude's pocket for the Super Bowl. Y'all took money out that man's pocket, and how y'all gonna now that the video is out? And of course, I understand. Let me go until proven. But the video's out now. Now, what you gonna do?
And I'll just say this: I understand what you're saying, Griff, but let's just wait, because Marriott still may be holding a card. We got to wait to see what they have.
According to
but that would have been that.
No,
okay.
They don't have to do anything right now. Michael Irvin showed his side. They showed the tape. They gave Michael Irvin the tape. Everybody's seen the tape now. But they still might be holding one card to say we're going to use this when it's time.
And that's a good point to make. But let's also make this point.
Why is you saving cards? Fake poker players?
Spades. We got to be playing spades up in that bad boy.
I got this deuce.
He playing Uno.
Right.
Playing Uno, pick 4. So,
I do not like this.
As far as his track record, Super Dave, look, in the past, does he have some blemishes? Yes.
A lot.
Okay.
But that was a long time ago. You talking about 90s?
He's done a fairly good job of keeping his image, cleaning it back up, and keeping it clean up until this incident. So it's
but what do people remember?
Hey, I get it. Same thing with the Kobe situation.
Yes, what do we remember at the end of the day?
But
your past.
A person has a right. That's fine. To say I made a mistake.
Yes.
And now I'm gonna prove to you guys and show you that that's not who I am. And he's done a great job of cleaning up those negative images.
He has. And he really did.
That.
Yes, he did.
I ain't gonna say he has. Let's just wait and see. I'm not gonna put nobody out there because I'm not with him 24 hours a day.
From what the video that was released,
and from
what the lady said, she owes that man an apology. The Marriott owes him an apology. The NFL, ESPN, don't do black people like that. Don't. You right. And but this is all I'm saying. You just gonna release one video and then you gonna hold a second video until what? I don't understand.
Well, let me give Michael Irvin some help right here. Next time a Caucasian woman wants to talk to you, make sure you have
run.
No,
that's what I was just run down like you saw a ghost,
like the cartoon. Just
run through the walls, dog. Get the hell out of there.
Run, or make sure you have people around you, witnesses that you know that can protect you. At the end of the day, when it's just you and her, it's your word against hers, and your reputation. It precedes you. That's it.
But how unfair is that? I'm on my way to my room. I done left, and this lady's in there. She go, you know what? Hey, my son, we don't know if that lady said, my husband or my son is a big fan, or I remember going to, or I was a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader. We don't know. They making it sound like he was just predator. That's how that. I mean, I'm not selling it to y'all, but I don't.
We all go through stuff, and hopefully this is a learning experience for Mike.
Well,
and do exactly what you said. Run, Mike, run!
Dog. I Not talking to nobody, dog. I'm wearing a night mask, like I'm gonna lift up my mask in the park and go, "Excuse, you want something? Okay, I gotta go. I'm gonna shut my mask back down. Clink, clink. I'm not talking because y'all messing with my money. This ain't even funny no more. Like this don't make no sense. But meanwhile, Mike Tyson was it? Well, Mike might listen to the show. Mike, I love you, dog. You ain't gonna catch me in a train or airplane and say, "When you sing, Grim."
So you gonna do that? So speaking of learning lessons, man, let's wrap up talking about the Ja Morant and Jalen Rose interview. We're gonna discuss that next. All right, so Ja Morant sat down with Jalen Rose to discuss the gun showing incident of Ja flashing a pistol, if you want to call it that, on his Instagram Live when he was obviously at a club hanging out and partying with his buddies and his friends or whatever. And he was suspended 8 games by the NBA. He's enrolled himself into a rehab facility, I guess, so to speak, to kind of learn and say, okay, let me figure out how I can not allow this to happen again. Y'all watched it. Y'all listened to it. What do you think?
Here's the audio.
What were you thinking and feeling at that moment when you decided to go live? Did you realize that you was going live? Did you think that you were just recording? What was your state of mind at that point?
I'm pretty much just trying to be free. I used that as an escape, which I shouldn't have. And I feel like that's the reason, I made many, bad decisions, in my past, which doesn't, pretty much describes me, doesn't describe Ja as a person. I'm a totally different person, than what's been shown, in the media. That's my job now. That's why I took that time away to, become a better Ja, so everybody really can, see who Ja really is and, what he's about.
Absolutely. You are holding a gun. And we both know how dangerous that can be. Whose gun were you holding?
Well, the gun wasn't mine. It's not who I am. I don't condone any type of violence, but I take full responsibility for my actions. Made a bad mistake, and I can see the image that I painted over myself with my recent mistakes. But in the future, I'm gonna show everybody who Ja really is, what I'm about, and change this narrative that everybody got painted over me.
I watched the whole interview. I like.
Why? It was soft.
Because I wanted to hear Ja. I wanted him to look in it. I know he has a lot of respect for Jalen Rose, so I wanted him to look at one of his peers, one of the OGs, and kind of acknowledge that I could have messed up. Well, all I heard was, now that I look back at what I did, I could have messed up something bigger than I know. So I appreciated him having that interview and then really, owning up to everything that he was accused of.
Why are you so happy at him owning up to something he did that we actually saw on video? He has no choice.
Well, he didn't sound like to me, I'm a bit meticulous about watching people. I told you, I think I'm a sociologist more than I'm a comedian. So I'm looking at his eyebrows. I'm looking at what he's doing with his hands. I'm looking, is he uncomfortable? That wasn't prepared. That wasn't somebody telling them to read this or say this when because Jalen was hitting him back to back with questions. Bam, no time to think about it. What about this? What about the last time you got into something? What about when your mama had gotten and he answered all of them very calmly, very slow, very I heard compassion and empathy when he replied.
I think the only way you're going to ever convince me that Ja has changed is by opening a book. I'm not going to be happy with some little 5 or 10 minute funky interview that we saw with Jalen Rose and him, because it's all dressed up for TV. I want to see exactly how this guy operates, especially from now to the playoffs, which he should not be playing. The NBA gave him an 8-game suspension, which he should be playing this week. But to me, I told you, for what he did, and not just what he did that one night, but he had a track record of something.
He got
of things.
a lot of
okay,
stuff.
then he should have
piling
been
up on
suspended for the entire season, and maybe you let him come back in the playoffs because he really needs to understand this one point. You're going to be the face or trying to be the face of the NBA when LeBron leaves, when Steph leaves. This is the guy we're looking at right now. This guy. Can he lead the NBA? And from what I've seen so far, talent-wise, he can. But off the field,
23 years old, dog.
he has to grow up. You making that
I know,
kind of money.
and he's saying, and in that interview, he said, "I need to grow up.
Then
I
show
need to
me.
get better."
Then show
He's
us.
going to. I think he's going to. I mean, at this point, I think he knows that he can't talk about nothing else. He better go out there and get all his points. He better get his team to the playoffs and go deep in the playoffs. Because guess what? Winning make everybody forget. Rock.
And don't get frustrated because he's going to get this from the media when he comes back each and every game. Questions about what happened. So don't get fed up about it. You put yourself in this position.
I think
Take the heat.
I think both of y'all are very accurate in different ways. Do I think he should be suspended the rest of the season? No. Yes. Has he made multiple mistakes, centered around guns or whatever? Yes. He's 23. He's very immature. I believe everything that he said in that interview with Jalen Rose, and I really, truly believe he's going to learn from this, and he's going to do everything he possibly can to make some adjustments in his life and become that player that we thought he was off the court. And I still think he is. I think he's just a little bit immature, and he got caught up doing, with the wrong circle of people that's in his circle that he's going to have to trim some fat there. He's going to have some heart-to-heart conversations with Pops, T. Morant, you know what I'm saying? Just be my dad. We can still be cool and all. Ain't nothing wrong with being cool with your kids, but be dad first. And I think he's going to be all right. I really believe what he was saying in this interview.
We'll see over time.
Indeed.
We'll see over time. But it's funny how you guys can believe a guy like him. But I'll tell you about Tony Romo. You don't want to believe me about Tony Romo. It's amazing. It is amazing.
I like Tony Romo.
Okay.
Dog, I think Tony Romo is an amazing commentator. Number one, I love his
Don't
opinion.
leave.
I love his
Trying to piss me
opinion.
off.
I
You're really
love
trying to piss me off.
Tony Romo does
That's
huge endorsements.
That's my quarterback.
That's
my quarterback. At the end of the day, that's
All
my
right, T.O.
quarterback.
Terrell Lawrence.
You right, T.O.
Quarterback. All right, on that
My
note, man,
quarterback right there.
we're going to wrap up this show there on that. We're going to let Super Dave continue to cry and pout about this Tony Romo. Thank y'all for joining the podcast. Continue to download, subscribe, go tell a friend to tell a friend. Check us out on all social media, YouTube, all that. I hate the homies. Rock Teasy's who I be.
It's your boy Griff, man, the first homie, and I hate the homies.
And it's your boy Super Dave. I'm going home right now to replay some of the videos from Tony Romo. I just can't get past this. But guess what?
We don't care.
You're on your own on that one, dog.
Right.
Deuces, let's go.
I hate the homies.